right, good evening, race fans. Welcome in Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of Dirty Old Bastards Wingless Wednesdays, Wicked Energy Gum Northwest Focus Midget Series, right here from beautiful Williams Grove Speedway. These guys getting down here, getting ready to go. Right around a minute and 15 seconds left until practice is over. In case anybody didn't notice, we are now streaming live both to Facebook and to YouTube. Next week we will be on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Doing a little bit of restream action, trying to expand and grow the brand and reach into some different markets that we're not in currently. But I will be with you all night long. Give us the likes, give us the shares, guys. Love to see that stuff. You've helped us get to almost 4,200 followers right here on the Facebook page. We love it. Thank you very much for that. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Ready to get Wingless Wednesdays underway. Going through all of our pre-race motions here. They're going to wind down the practice session. I am going to turn on your national anthem, and we are going to honor America.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reed Foley, for that. That gets us kicked off for the night. Right now, Alex Bergeron, Adam Elby, David Hallam, James Edens, and James Tiernan, your top 5 qualifiers. Still got a few seconds here. Got a couple of cars out on the track. Getting a great look high above the racing surface here. These guys wrap it up. Looks like we're going to have 5 heats. We've got about 53 cars checked in for this one. So 53 midgets ready to do battle right here for you tonight. Going to get heat race number 1 out here on the front stretch. As soon as these guys start gridding out. Well, hello, Miss Carla. Thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. Always fun having the Stewarts tuning into our shows here, guys. They make everything happen. On the pole for heat race number 1, the Swindell Speed Labs number 5 of Rusty Kruger into his outside. The Wicked Cushion number 127 of Stephen Hill. Row 2 on the inside, another Swindell Speed Labs machine. That's the 31 of Skylar Brown. To his outside will be the 16 car of Alex Bergeron. Row 3 on the inside. The Barnes Painting LLC, number 146 of Marty Barnes, and to his outside, the Driven Sim Sports, number 78 of Jack Clevenger. Row 4 on the inside, the Wicked Energy Gum, Wicked Cushion, number 77 of Aaron Schaefer. And on his outside, the Trophy Dash, number 183 of Chance Crum. Row 5 on the inside, Top Gun Motorsports driver in the 29, Taylor Howell, and to his outside, Chris Pence drives the 7 machine. And on the back row by himself in the Esslinger, number 89, that is Maxime Paquette. So we've got 11 cars for you. They're going to do 10 laps. They're going to take the top 4, slide them directly into the A main. I swear I turned all this stuff off a little while ago, and if one more person messages me while I'm live on the air, I am going to turn Chrome into a trash pile. Chrome will not give you volume control, so you can turn off all of the notifications. And even if you turn off the Windows notifications, Chrome goes right around them. It's a wonderful piece of software. Wonderful. All right, lights off on the pace truck. 11 drivers about to kick off Wingless Wednesdays for us right here. Evening, guys. Everybody in chat, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope everybody's having a great time. For some reason, all of my stuff has ceased to operate for the time being, except for the stream. All of my watching has ceased, so I'll refresh all that for you. But these guys about to go green off turn number 4 right here. Rusty Kruger, Stephen Hill, going to bring us to the green. There they are, green flag in the air. Heat race number 1 underway. You can see these guys starting to get 2, 3, and 4 wide quickly right there. Barnes with a little slide job getting in there, got the front end picked up. Able to hang on to it. We saw contact behind that. Looks like maybe Jack Clevenger got pushed a little bit out of the way. But he is going to gather that thing up and get right back in the fight. Kruger out front. Hill and Bergeron battling for the second spot. Skylar Brown right there, the yellow machine, sitting in the final transfer spot for heat race number 1. Completing lap number 2 this time by. Same running order. Maybe not when we get to the line. Bergeron, really big run right there, and he almost got to Kruger at the line, but Kruger able to get it up on the high side, get the drive off. Now Stephen Hill working back to the outside, trying to get the second spot away again from Alex Bergeron. These guys coming off turn 4, and Bergeron now challenging for the lead, has gotten clear of Stephen Hill. But at the line, it is still Rusty Kruger, then Alex Bergeron, then Stephen Hill, Skylar Brown just a little ways back. Marty Barnes right behind that. But this battle for the lead probably not over, just settling down for the time being. You see Kruger staying away on the outside, the 5 machine up off the top. Not enough drive. Bergeron out on the point. Put Kruger back to second. Hill is third. Skylar Brown still fourth. Marty Barnes, Chance Crum, Aaron Schaefer, Taylor Howell, Jack Clevenger, Maxime Paquette, and Chris Pence rounding out the field. But we're keeping our eyes at the front. All cars around right there. That was Stephen Hill. Got around 360, grabs it back up. Little free still off of the corner. He's going to drop all the way from 3rd to 8th. Put Skylar Brown up to 3rd, and now Marty Barnes fighting to keep the bubble spot right here. Going to have 4 to go this time by, but Chance Crum throwing it in deep, not able to make it stick. I know Chance, he'll give it a run again. He's going to line up here, get the gap closed back up, trying to get that transfer spot away from Marty Barnes. Coming down the backstretch, we're watching the final transfer spot. The red and black car, Marty Barnes. The mostly black car of Chance Crum. These two battle, that's 4th and 5th. Bergeron, Kruger, and Skylar Brown settled into a very nice rhythm up front. They are 1, 2, 3, and they're separated by several car lengths each. So we're going to watch the battle for the final transfer spot. Marty Barnes' car blinking just a bit. But right now, Everybody kind of hold and serve where they are. 2 to go this time under the flag stand. Chance Crum now within a car and a half of getting around Barnes. Takes it to the inside. Barnes a little momentum breaker on the entry right there, and that gave Crum an opportunity, but he wasn't able to capitalize. Now Chance Crum down to the bottom. Just got a little too much in the slick, and the forward momentum went away, and he was doing the side. He lost about 4 car lengths right there. They're going to cross under the white flag. 2.2 seconds between Bergeron and Kruger. Bergeron way out front. He's already down in turn 3. He's going to hang the bottom right there, keep the left sides up by the grass. He'll win heat race number 1. Rusty Kruger second. Skylar Brown's going to come home third. In a battle for the 4th spot, it looks like Marty Barnes going to win that and go straight to the A-main. So that means Crum, Schaefer, Hill, Howell, Clevenger, Paquette, and Pierce all going to go play in the alphabet soup. 1 in the books already. Waiting for heat race number 2. Grid out on the front stretch. On the pole, the Casey Kane Sim Racing. Valvoline at number 421 of Britton Roxbury, and 2 is outside. Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body, number 292 of Peyton Grease. On the inside of row number 2, Brett Strickler drives in that 38 machine, and on his outside, the Swindale Speed Labs number 75 of Adam Elby. Row 3 on the inside, the DC Solar number 82 of Dustin Griffiths, and 2 is outside, the Catfish in the Wicked Energy Gum, Wicked Cushion number 93 or Chris Roberts. Row 4 up the inside, the 317 Valvoline machine of Tyler Silva, and on his outside, the Yoo-Hoo number 661, a familiar brown and yellow machine of Terry Landis. Row 5 on the inside, Jeff Westergaard drives the 66 machine, and on his outside, the Wicked Relief Gum with CBD, team setting number 43 of Tyson Landis. The 58 machine of Tim Winter, not making the car, still sitting on pit road, so he is not going to get out here. They'll have 10 cars on track. One more pace lap around. Guys, if you're new to the broadcast, especially here on Wingless Wednesdays, this series, Dirty Old Bastards attached with the Northwest Focus Midget group up there. Wicked Energy Gum sponsors that series. Cognitive Warriors presents it. But Gail and Carla, fantastic people to work with. They are doing a driver search, so someone from this series is going to get an opportunity to go up there to Washington and take a ride in one of these midgets for real. They've done it several times. It's been successful every single time, and they are really bridging the gap between this virtual racing and real racing, and we want to thank them very much for that. But heat race number 2 is underway. Green flag in the air. These guys through turns 1 and 2. Britton Roxbury gone like a rocket, but behind him 2 and 3 wide. Through turns 3 and 4. Grease on the top. Elby right behind him. Griffiths was on the bottom. The Catfish, Roberts right there. The orange and black machine right through the middle. Right now, Roxbury, Grease, and Elby got the top 3 spots. 4th spot, the only spot really being contested at the moment. 4 cars looking for that final spot. Chris Roberts has got it. Strickler, Griffiths, and Landis won it. They got plenty of time to try to take it from him. We're going to complete lap number 2 right here. Britton Roxbury, 0.6 of a second out in front of Adam Elby, who has gotten around Peyton Grease. And Peyton Grease a little out of shape in 1 and 2, and he's let the gap close up now. 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, all brought together right there. Grease, Roberts, Strickler, and Griffiths all battling for the final 2 transfer spots. We're going to keep our eyes on these 4 cars. Terry Landis just at the back of that picture, the yellow machine that just went off screen. Taking a ride around the inside. Landis not making up ground, but right now Chris Roberts able to hang on to the final transfer spot through the first 4 laps. But Brett Strickler always dangerous to find some speed at any point during the race. Right behind him, Dustin Griffiths right on top of that. Griffiths has had nothing but bad luck all week long. He's hoping to turn that around right here tonight in the Midget Series on Wingless Wednesday. Watch that 82 machine for just a little bit here. He's still on the screen right now. He went to the high side around Strickler, just wasn't able to make it work. Strickler had too much drive off the bottom, so he's going to keep the 5th spot, keep Griffiths in 6th. Britton Roxbury down to 2/10. Adam Elby has run him down. He had a half a second a couple of laps ago. Now the battle's starting to heat up at the front. Elby's machine, very smooth. You see Roxbury with just a little over rotation right there in the center of the corner. That forced Elby to have to check up just a little bit, and he lost some space. Peyton Grease comfortably in 3rd. Big gap in front of him, big gap behind him. Now Chris Roberts starting to ease away just a bit from Breck Strickler, so that looks like he just needs to keep all 4 tires on the dirt, and he'll probably come home with a transfer spot. We're going to get our eyes on the battle at the front.
All right, man.
Caution is out, and that is going to end this one. We'll go see. I believe it could have been the 82 machine of Dustin Griffiths that ended up having some problems up here in turn 1. Down the corner. Oh, little contact with Strickler, and around he goes. Didn't hit anything. Didn't hit anything, so no damage. Just going to go to the back, and that means that he is going to go play in the alphabet soup. When things finally shake all the way out, Britton Roxbury is going to win it. Adam Elby 2nd, Peyton Grease 3rd, and Chris Roberts going to come home with the final transfer spot. Go straight to the A main. That'll put Strickler, Silva, Landis, Westergaard, and Griffiths all in consolation races, along with Tim Winter if he gets the car ready to go. Welcome everybody on Facebook. Welcome to everybody that is in YouTube. Appreciate everybody being here. Likes and shares, guys. Lots of both, please. That's how we've gotten to nearly 4,200. I think we were about 12 or 13 shy when we started tonight of followers. We are racing to the 5,000 follower mark. We're trying to think of something unique we can do when we reach 5,000 followers here on the Facebook page. Something we haven't done in the past, something we can do that's fun and still engaging. But finishing heat race 2, Roxbury, Elby, Grease, and Roberts, your transfer cars. We're going to get heat race number 3 ready to grid out here just shortly. On the pole in the SteelCycles.com, number 105 is going to be Brandon Steele, and to his outside, the Supermoon, number 080 of Vinny Sansone. Row 2 on the inside, Casey Kane Sim Racing, Wicked Energy, number 70 of the Toledo Rocket, Chris Brenner, and on his outside, his teammate, the Napa Auto Parts, number 49, that's the Hulk, David Heileman. Top Gun Motorsports driver Brayton Fincell in the 201 on the inside of row number 3, and another Casey Kane Sim Racing team. That's the Factory Kane 00 of Tim Smith. Row 4 on the inside, Shane Paulo drives the 101 machine for SPR. And on his outside, the 130 is Hunter Brady. Michael Millard drives the 123 machine, and he is inside of row number 5. And to his outside, Chris Pierce in the 142. Anthony Marvalijo, the 238 Snap-on machine, rides at the back. He's the 11th starter in the field. So 11 more cars, 10 more laps. Top 4 straight to the A main. Everybody else, grab a bowl. You're in the soup. Thank you, Carl. I was going to go down that list of drivers, and yes, Tim Smith was on that list. I don't see him yet, but I'm sure we're going to see him here shortly. Anthony Lopresto was one of the drivers that came up there. I know Chance has been in you guys' cars. I mean, for the real deal, guys, Carla and Galen up there at the Northwest Focus Midget Series, they are the real deal. And they are doing so much to bridge the gap between sim racing and real racing. It is unlike anything anyone else is doing. It's fantastic.
Green.
Heat race number 3 has the green flag over the speedway. Brandon Steele with a quick jump into the lead. We'll see if he can hang on to that. He's got Vinny Sansone right behind him. David Heileman and Chris Brenner right behind that. Expect to see that 49 machine, the blue machine, down the inside to start going forward, and he is not wasting any time. Already up beside, nose ahead at the line. He started in the 4th spot. He had the lead when we finished lap number 1, excuse me. So Heileman out front, Steele 2nd, Sansone 3rd, Tim Smith in 4th. Chris Brenner runs back in 5th. Coming to complete lap number 2 this time by. These guys working all the different lines on the track. You see Brenner inside, outside, inside, trying to find the line to put himself in a transfer spot. He's got Sansone in his sights. Heileman out front, Steele 2nd, Tim Smith now into 3rd. He moved Vinny back, and Vinny out of shape. That puts Brenner way, way to the top side. Will he be able to hang on to it? Yes, Chris Brenner into the final transfer spot right now, but Sansone not done with him. Going to come right back at him. Slider line through 1 and 2. That's not going to get the job done. So keep Sansone 5th, Pincel is 6th, Brady 7th, Paulo is 8th. Michael Millard, Beans, if I remember correctly, is running in the 9th spot. Marvalijo 10th. Oh, and the 11th is Pierce, but right now, upside down machines, and that might be Millard involved in this. I don't think he was the cause. I think a car right in front of him, a Hunter Brady maybe, got down the corner. Oh, got into the back of Shane Paulo there, and then that collects Michael Millard. So right at the halfway point in heat race number 3. Heileman, Steele, Smith, Brenner, your top 4. That's your transfer spots. Sansone, Pincel, Paulo, Marvalijo, Pierce, and then Hunter Brady rounding out the top 10. Heat 3. Yes, Carla, thank you very much. Chase Cabrera. In fact, if I remember right, Chase qualified very well, won his heat race, and inside about the top 7 or 8 in his feature race. Am I mistaken, Carla? Ran a very good entire night up there from what I remember from the video. Chase Capri really just a wheelman. And I think anything he gets in, he usually does fairly good. But I remember seeing the video and, you know, for his first time up there, first time in that car, first time on that track, pretty impressive run. These guys about to go green. We're going to have 3 laps to go right here. Heileman, Steele, Smith, your top 3. Brenner in the 4th and final transfer spot.
Green flag.
Green flag back out. Sansone hanging back just a touch, but really didn't get much out of it. Now the 2 teammates, Smith and Brenner, making just a little bit of contact going down to 1. That puts Sansone on the inside momentarily of Chris Brenner, but he's not able to make that stick. Watching Tim Smith right here, his teammate right behind him right there. Now they are getting away just a little bit. And those 2 bumping and rubbing those push bars on each other just a bit. But about a lap and a half to go. Heileman 0.8 of a second out in front of this battle right here. Brandon Steele in the middle. Brenner on the top. Smith on the bottom. Smith around into the 2nd spot now. Moves Steele to 3rd. Brenner's to 4th. The white flag is out. Brenner tried to take 3rd away from Steele. Couldn't get that done. He's going to be setting back in the 4th spot when they turn off into turn 3, and Steele gets way sideways. That gives Brenner the top side. You don't give the Toledo Rocket the outside, he'll make you pay, and he sure does. Heileman wins it. Smith 2nd. Chris Brenner in 3rd, and Brandon Steele coming on with the final transfer spot. Sansone, Fincel, Marvalijo, Paulo, Pierce, Millard, and Brady. Time for the swim, boys. Heat 4. Gritting out on the front stretch. On the pole, the splash and go. Number 10, that's Tyler Chalk. To his outside. The 222 Top Gun Motorsports driver, Mason Hennigan. Row 3 on the inside. Motorsports beat number 84, that's Billy Rowley. And to his outside, Swindell Speed Labs driver in the 211, James Edens. Inside row number 3, the 115 Top Gun Motorsports machine of Carter Chevalier, and on his outside, the Top Gun Motorsports 67 of Brandon Igo. Row 4 on the inside, the Bass Pro Shops number 50 of Bo Brunning, and to his outside, Black Diamond Motorsports driver in the 42, that's Sean Wallenfels. The 003 Cody Downard on the inside of the final row, and on his outside, the 044 machine of Mike Henninger. So that's your 10 cars for heat race number 4. Still 10 laps, still transferring the top 4. It's a lot of fun. I wish you guys would come closer to me, Carla. Truly. Come down here to I-44 Speedway. Bring the show and put everybody out there. It's a fun little place. Cool little track. They bring the Power Eye guys here. Plenty of room for you guys. Lights off on the pace truck. Going to go green off turn number 4 for heat race number 4. Chalk, Hennigan, front row. Rowley, Edens, row 2. We've put 12 into the feature. We're going to find 4 more right here. Chalk on the throttle. Hannigan tried to time him up, only missed it by a skosh. And that's going to let Chalk get out in front with Hannigan right behind, and James Edens, last week's winner, right in the mix right there. And we got caution before we get finished in turn number 1. Let's go back and see what happened to Mr. Wallenfels. The black and kind of teal colored machine right there. Right in the middle, went up into the stuff. Right rear, straight in the fence. Still just a little too sloppy up there along the outside of the track, and that car did not stick a bit. And they really do not like the right rear up against the outside fence. They don't like the right rear up against a whole lot, honestly. They tend to find their way upside down quickly like that, these little midgets. So, Chalk, Hannigan, Edens, Rowley, your top 4. Chevalier, Downard, Igo, Henninger, and Brunning rounding out the field. Sean Wallenfels is going to be looking for a trip through the soup. They'll go thrash on that car a little bit, see if they can get him back in time for the C main. Maybe the D main, depending on how they've got this broken down. Yeah, we go down there a couple of times every summer and watch a lot of guys that I know locally in the micros down there. They've got about 6 different classes that race down there. They bring the Power Eye guys in. I know once, and I think last year they brought them in twice. It would be a lot of fun to see another group come in and race down there. And I know that's a hell of a long haul for the Northwest Focus guys, but it would be a fun show. It would be a great time to get them into the Midwest and get them some exposure here in the middle part of the country for sure. Lights off on the pace truck. 6 laps to go when we take the green. Chalk, Hannigan, Edens, and Rowley, your top 4. Top 4 go straight to the A main. Everybody else gets a bowl of soup. Chalk on the throttle. Maybe on the throttle a couple of times there. stack things up just a bit. Now he's got a pretty good lead heading into turn one, about 4 or 5 car lengths over Mason Hannigan. James Edens, the 211 machine, was down on the bottom, and he's going to give Billy Rowley a chance to use the momentum line and get around him before they get to turn 3. Can Rowley hang on to it up off the top side here? Edens with a great drive off the bottom, and Edens takes the 3rd spot back. So leave Rowley on the bubble, and Downard right behind him, working down on the inside through the middle. Not quite enough drive off the bottom of turns 1 and 2. I think there's more in 3 and 4 than there is in 1 and 2. You see James Edens go to the bottom right there, and Edens going to try to make it 2 for 1 off the exit, but he only gets Hannigan. Move him up to 2nd, and now he is on the prowl, stalking the 10 machine of Tyler Chalk, who's out in front, but maybe not for long. Edens' car, unbelievable amount of grip coming off these corners, deadly off 4, and it looks like it's going to become deadly off turn 2, but Edens goes for the lead, and at the line, it looks like he's got it. James Edens on the point, Tyler Chalk 2nd, Randy Hannigan 3rd, or excuse me, that's Mason Hannigan. Billy Rowley sitting there on the bubble, but Cody Downard now working the inside. The 003 car had a run, just couldn't keep the momentum up. They're going to be down to 2 to go this time by. Downard trying to stalk Rowley. Rowley able to get away in 3 and 4. We'll see if he can keep that gap right here. These cars at the front starting to come closer and closer together. Now Hannigan getting a taste. Sees how close he is to the 10 machine. He's going to try to make a run on the inside right here off 3 and 4. Nothing doing. Edens, Chuck, Hannigan, Rowley still the order as we pass under the white flag. Right at half a lap to go for these guys. Heat race number 4. Edens comfortably out front. Chalk and Hannigan 2nd and 3rd. Billy Rowley in 4th. Cody Downard after the slip, not able to remount the attack, and Edens wins it. He'll bring Chalk, Hannigan, and Rowley with him to the A main. Downard, Igo, Brunning, Chevalier, Henninger, and Wallenfels. Get your spoons, boys. Let's try to spell win out of the bowl of soup tonight. 5th and final heat race. On the grid, the Andes Frozen Custard, number 94 of Todd LeBeau, going to be on the pole. To his outside, the LaPresto Racing Wicked Cushion, number 57, your defending series champion, Anthony LaPresto, to his outside. Inside, row number 2, in the Team Ohio, number 901, that's Joe Quinn, and on his outside, the Dirt Track Terror, the 210, that is James Tiernan. Row 3 on the inside, Top Gun Motorsports entry in the 073, Nick McGathy, and to his outside, the Trading Paints, the number 4 machine of Don Hunter. Row 4 on the inside, the Team SETI Wicked Cushion, number 92 of Mike Keegan, and to his outside, another Top Gun machine, that's the 301 of Hunter Conley. Row 5 on the inside, the Dirt Racing Network, number 014 of Jeff Peterson, and to his outside, the 53 machine is Tom Prokash. The final 10 cars, we're looking for 4. That'll make 20. When we finish the heat race, and we'll start the eliminations after that. Yeah, Robert, some of those guys make it down. I know last year Bell was down here for the Power Eyes show down at I-44. I haven't even gone to look and see who's slated to be here for that, and I know it's coming up right around Memorial Day. But I am going to try to get down there and see if I can't stream just a little bit and maybe even get a couple of interviews with some of these guys from the tour and put them up on the network. Everybody enjoying the stream, everything nice and clear for you. This is new for me. We're using Restream and streaming to 2 places at once. Getting pretty good images on both sides. The green flag out. Heat race number 5 underway. LeBeau with a good jump. Going to lead us into turn 1 and 2. On the top side, the 57 machine of LaPresto was ready to make the drive off. And the caution comes out. Not sure who that is for. Looks like possibly Don Hunter upside down right there. So let's go see what happened to Don when they went down into turns 1 and 2. Little contact, McGathey and Keegan, and Hunter found a semi-parked car in front of him and kind of flipped up over the rear tire. That is not conducive to finishing a race when you land on your lid here. So should have got out there, Mr. Peterson. You should have got out here and raced tonight, sir. This track actually looks like it's in fantastic shape. A lot of grip to be had everywhere. LeBeau, Quinn, Lepresto, Tiernan in the top 4. Conley, Peterson, Procash, McGeethy, Keegan, and Hunter. Hunter off track. Still going to have about 6 laps to go when they take the green. Yeah, I've had it buffer a couple of times, and it's something to do with Facebook, I believe. I know that I'll get a little bit tonight because I'm streaming the YouTube, I'm streaming the Facebook all at the same time. I'm trying to push it all out to Restream so it can go there. So I may get just a little buffering on both of those, but unless it gets herky-jerky for everybody, I don't think it's going to be my end. But right now, the green flag coming back out. 6 laps to go. LeBeau still out in front of Quinn Lepresto and James Tiernan. Another car wrecked on the front stretch. I know that was McGeezy's car, and here goes another one. Mike Keegan.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Part of the last one right there off turn 2. We're going to go back. We're going to try to take a look. Let's get on McGeethy because he wrecked first. Oh, a little contact with he and Procash, and he goes around, and then Keegan. Maybe not Keegan, maybe somebody else, or maybe James Tiernan. Yes, James Tiernan's car. He tried to leave the track right there, guys. You definitely don't want to go out that gate. Whoops. He got hooked up there with the 301 of Hunter Conley, and it sent him into that runoff area outside of turn 2. So we'll see if the dirt track terror's car is hurt very bad. He's going to be starting pretty deep, and he's not going to have very many laps to make up the spots. But a little shake-up in the front. Now it's LeBeau, Quinn, Lepresto, and Jeff Peterson holding on to that final transfer spot. See if Mr. Jeff can get himself straight to the feature race tonight. Be a good thing for him. He has not done that in a little while. We get to hear Mr. Jeff smile through the microphone, I am sure. We might even bring him up here and get an interview with him if we get a moment, since he's not going to be in the consolation race. If he can hang on for about what appears to be 2 laps, because that's what they're going to have. All right, heading into turn 3, pace truck going to drop off. LeBeau, Quinn, Lepresto, Peterson, the top 4. We're going to watch right back here, the 57, the 014. Keegan right behind.
flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Keegan was off of Peterson's push bar. Just a touch right back there. Had a little run, got himself in there pretty tight. Peterson a little wide through turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow Keegan to get to the inside, but Peterson had the momentum down the backstretch. Now big slide job. Peterson cuts underneath and to no avail. He's going to be trapped behind the 301. Hunter Conley is going to drop him out. Now contact with Ian Tiernan, and that's going to drop him even further. Now in front on the final lap, Todd LeBeau, Anthony LaPresto, Joe Quinn, and Mike Keegan, your top 4, but Keegan really see the slide job out of Hunter Conley right here off the bottom of turn number 4. Oh, LeBeau wins it. LaPresto second, Quinn third, and Keegan made a little contact with Conley right there down the front stretch. He's going to get the final transfer spot, so Conley, Tiernan, Peterson, Procash, McGeethy, and Hunter. We'll see them in the consolation races here in just a moment. D Main should be 10 laps for us right here. On the pole, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and to his outside, the 82 machine of Dustin Griffiths. 142, Chris Pierce on the inside of row number 2 with the 044. Mike Henninger on his outside. Nick McGeethy, the 073, inside row number 3. Maxime Paquette supposed to start outside of him in the 89. Tyson Landis, the 43 machine, inside row 4, and on his outside, the 130, that's Hunter Brady. Sean Wallenfels inside row 5, the 42, and Don Hunter, the 4 car, on his outside. Chris Pierce, the 7 machine, inside row 6, with Tim Winter, the 58, supposed to be there. Winter didn't make his heat race, nor did he make the D main, so a short night for him. And Michael Millard is going to start the 123 machine here at the back. We got about 3 of these guys not making the call, so we're going to have 10 cars, basically a heat race for heat race distance. Top 4 get to move on. Everybody else gets to be done. And they can start prepping up for the 360 race that's going to be coming up right after this. Presented by Pawkins Custom Tailgate Games. The 360 Wingless Series follows the Midget Series on Wingless Wednesdays. Thank you, Gordon. Are you leaving us? El Maine, you need to stop it. Hey guys, I know if you're on Twitter, find us on Twitter, dirt_network. Give us a follow there. Got somebody working the Twittersphere tonight. Shout out to Ross. Thanks for helping us out with that, buddy. Clevenger, Griffiths on the front row. Griffiths was a little out in front, and Clevenger held him up for just a second. Now Clevenger with a big jump down to turns 1 and 2, and there's a lot of contact. McGeethy upside down again. No caution as of yet. That behind the field. Those guys should be able to clear the cars. Clevenger, Griffiths, Wallenfels, your top 3. Chris Pierce and Michael Millard battling over the 4th spot.
Right,
and contact there. Go back, take a picture of that. I don't know what happened. You saw the cars behind. But I know those two were in very close quarters. Down in the quarter. Millard way to the bottom, comes to the top. Chris Pierce was up on the cushion trying to drive off. Those two tried to occupy the same piece of real estate, and that just does not work out. So currently Clevenger up front. Griffiths is second. Wallenfels third. And Millard in 4th. Mike Henninger up to the 5th spot. Hunter Brady in 6th. Chris Pierce sitting in 7th. Have 2 Chris Pierces in here? I did not realize that. The 142 and the 7, the same exact name. Damned if that ain't confusing. McGeethy's car on the hook in the infield. So 9 cars still on track. Thank you, Britton. 178. That is a weird number, sir, but I do appreciate it greatly. Thank you, Dan. Looks like we're going to move the 123 machine to the back of the field. EOL from race control. And that'll change the top four just a bit. Still Clevenger, Griffiths, and Wallenfels your top three, but Mike Henninger now into the transfer spot. 3 laps to go when they take the green. Top four moving on. Everybody else is finished. This is the D main. Wingless Wednesdays. The Wicked Energy Gum Northwest Focus Midget Series presented by Cognitive Warriors on the track for you right now. About halfway through the show, guys. Going to have a C main, a B main, a couple of minutes of warm up, and then we're going to go to the A main or right after that.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Working lap number 5. Oh, Henninger's around, and he is going to give up that spot. We were watching when it happened, but I still don't know what I saw. So we'll go back and see what happened to the Arctic Cat machine right here. Down the corner. Ooh, he got some help. He got fed a little right rear, and I don't know if he was hungry or not, but he took the car to the infield. So second caution of this race, cutting the green flag laps down drastically. Wait for race control to decipher what happened in that one. See if they leave everybody in their current positions or if there's another EOL handed out here before we give you the lineup right now. Clevenger, Griffiths, and Wallenfels. Our top three, Brady, Pierce, Hunter, and Millard still on the track. Everybody else has already parked them. The 130 machine moving to the back, and that's going to change us. It's going to put the 142 of Chris Pierce into the final transfer spot. When they get the green, it looks like we're probably going to have about a 1-lap shootout. Try to get down here and watch this pace truck. See if the lights go on or stay on or go off, excuse me. Yeah, Wally's down here in the D main, JB. All right, lights off on the pace truck. 2 laps. So green, white, checker to wrap up the D main. Top 4 get to move on. Everybody else gets to move back to the house or wait for the 360 series race to start. Pack the midget away and break out the big car. Green flag back in the air. Boy, they waited a long time up on the straightaway to get that one started, but they're going to have 2 to go right there. Still Clevenger, Griffiths, Wallenfels, and Pierce, your top 4, but that battle back there for the 4th spot. Now, the 142, Chris Pierce, the 7, Chris Pierce. 4th and 5th. Move Michael Millard into the 6th spot. Down here, see if we can get just a little closer look at this battle. 142, Chris Pierce up against the backside of the 42 machine for just a second there. Sean Wallenfels, but on the final lap coming off turn number 4. Jack Clevenger out in front on the top side. Will he win it at the line? No, Griffiths takes it. Clevenger second, Wallenfels third, and the 142 machine of Chris Pierce going to make the transfer through. Everybody else done fantastic. Last lap, last corner pass out of the 82 machine to put him starting 11th in the next race, the B main, or the C main, excuse me, the C main. So many of them tonight. We know that Stephen Hill, the 127 machine, will be on the pole for this, with Terry Landis to his outside, the 661. Anthony Marvalijo, the 238 inside row 2, Bo running on his outside. Tom Procast, the 53 inside row 3. Taylor Howell to his outside in the 29. 66 of Jeff Westergaard inside row 4, with Shane Paulo, the 101 on his outside. Carter Chevalier, the 115 inside row 5, and Hunter Conley to his outside. And the guys transferred in from the D main. Dustin Griffiths, the 82 inside row 6. Jack Clevenger, the 78 on his outside. And the final row on the inside, Sean Wallenfels in the 42 machine. Chris Pierce, the 142. Well, one or two of these guys not going to grid out, so we're going to cut the field from 14, it looks like, to 12. So 12 guys looking for 4 spots. Those 4 guys will join the final 2 rows of the B main. They got 12 laps in this one to get it done. They'll have 14 in the B main to find the final 4 spots. We'll put 24 of these guys out here. Give them 30 laps. Let's see who comes home on the podium. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it greatly. Got a few over at the YouTube channel. Got a bunch on this Facebook channel. Don't forget, we're pretty sure that next week we're going to be on Twitch as well. Something new. Trying to expand. More coverage, more viewers, more eyeballs. It's all a good thing. C-Main on the track, 12 cars. 4 get a transfer, everybody else going to be done. Hill and Landis on the front row. Off turn 4 there on the throttle, green flag in the air. 12 laps to get this done. 3 and 4 wide through turns 1 and 2 back here. Off the corner, they narrow it down to 1 and 2 wide. Ooh, on the high side right there. Bo Brunning. Jeff Westergaard, Taylor Howell. These guys getting at each other just a little bit. Oh, there's one upside down. I want to say that's Westergaard's car, and it sure enough is. 3 and 4 looked like he was about 3 wide right there. Goes down the front stretch, finds the fence all on his own. Puts the right sides into it. And then a little pinball action. So that will give us caution. We'll let them get through the flag stand here, and then I'll give you the top 10. Make sure they're all in their single file order when they go through there. Hill, Landis, Howell, Brunning, Procast, the top 5. Conley, Chevalier, Marvalijo, Apollo, and Griffiths rounding out the top 10 right now. Somehow I'm not sure that that is correct. Everything's still shifting around in my timing and scoring screen, so. Going to pace around another lap. That means they'll have about 7 to go when they get the green. You've had some pretty tough luck, Michael. It's not the broadcaster. I try not to jinx you guys. Well, actually, John, I've got they offer me a program where I can download and combine all the chats, and then it just kind of tells me which chat it comes from. But I haven't downloaded it yet because we were not convinced that we were going to do it this way, but I think we are now because everything looks like it's running pretty good, and so we will be able to put that on one screen, and I'll be able to see everyone's chat from all of the different services at one time. Green flag back in the air. 7 laps to go. C-Main on the track. Stephen Hill, Terry Landis, Taylor Howell running your top 4 of those guys would transfer if this thing ends the way that it is right now. But Hunter Conley and Anthony Marvalijo trying to close the gap. And now Marvalijo off the pace, drops all the way from 6th to 11th. And brings Carter Chevalier into the 6th spot. But a good distance back even from 5th. The top 5 cars, you see them right there on the screen. That yellow tanked green and white machine, your 5th place car. That's the 301 machine of Hunter Conley. Right now, only one guy that has a shot to get in there, and he takes the 4th spot away. A little bit of touch there between he and Brunning. Brunning out of shape and falls back into the 5th spot right in front of Chevalier. So Hill out in front. Taylor Howell into 2nd. He just got around Terry Landis right there. Landis in 3rd, the yellow machine right there, the Yoo-Hoo sponsored 661, and now he gets passed by Hunter Conley. Conley, the 301 machine starting to come forward in a hurry. Conley working the bottom, the only car to do so. It's paying dividends.
All right, man, caution is out.
The caution's going to fly right here. Cars at the back. And Sean Wallenfeld's luck is just horrific. He is in this once again. Went down into 1 and 2, and oh, Pierce just sent it. It's about the only thing I can say, and that gets Clevenger and Wallenfels involved. And those gentlemen look like they could be done. I know Pierce's car is off the track. Clevenger's car still out there riding around. Don't know how much damage he has. So we'll be looking for Mr. Wallenfels, Mr. Pierce in the 360s here just shortly. Going to go keep an eye at the front of the field. Watch the pace truck. Since the lights didn't go off, I am pretty sure that we are going to finish this one under caution. They would have had to have gone off right there as we passed under the flag stand, and they did not. So Hill, Howell, Conley, and Landis going to be our 4 transfer cars. They're going to move into the back of the B main. Yeah, old Wallenfels kind of has a black cloud that hangs around him in these races. He just doesn't have a whole lot of luck. Every time he needs a break, it gets broken. Does help, Galen. Qualifying up front does help. It is not always the magic bean that fixes everything, but it does help for sure. Down the backstretch, the final time. C main going to end when we come around onto the front stretch. It's going to be Hill, Howell, Conley, and Landis transferring through. Everyone else done. They'll be waiting for the 360 series to kick off here right after we get done with this midget race. Just a couple of more events. 14 laps for the B main. Top 4 transfer to the 30-lap A main. They'll have a 2-minute intermission in between. And that'll do it for the C main. We'll get the B main pushed out quickly. Get these boys ready to go. And all the Northwest Focus midget fans cheered loudly. Is on the pole, the 183 machine, the Chance Crum to his outside. The 38 of Brett Strickler. Row 2 on the inside, the 80, Vinny Sansone, into his outside, the 003 of Cody Downard. Row 3 on the inside is going to be the 210, the Dirt Track Terror, James Tiernan. On his outside, the 77, that is Aaron Schaefer. Row 4 on the inside, Tyler Silva, the 317, to his outside, Braden Fincel, the 201. 67, and Brandon Igo inside, row 5, with Jeff Peterson in the 014 to his outside. And from the C main, Stephen Hill, the 127, Taylor Howell, the 29, making up a row 6 and row 7. The 301 of Hunter Conley, the 661 of Terry Landis. Right now, the 080 machine not making the call. That's going to eliminate one more driver, so only 13 of these guys are going to be charging for 4 spots. They got 14 laps to figure out who's going to transfer and who's going to pack them up and head out. That's what I want to see, Galen. Start the chip. Start a wave, whatever. Just get it started. Might be kind of hard for all the fans to see the wave, but it would be kind of funny. One at a time, everyone types in the word wave. I don't know. That would fill up the chat pretty good, though. All right, lights off on the pace truck. They're going to have 14 laps when we come off turn 4. Everybody enjoying the show so far? Likes and shares, guys? Oh, well, that's not fair. I didn't get any. That's one of my favorite meals. Little garlic bread, a little red sauce. A good bottle of wine to go with it. You and I got a lot in common there, Mr. Stewart. I'm fairly sure. All right, about to go green, B main. We got started a little early, I think. Chance Crum fires that thing way out in front of the field. Big jump for him. Move James Tiernan into the second spot. A lot of contact here up on the high side. Crum a little bit out of shape. Let everybody come back to him. And that kind of started a chain reaction.
Caution is out.
We're going to go back. We're going to take a good look at what happened with the 183 machine there. Let's go back and see, because off of turn 2, he had a pretty good gap. Down the backstretch, a little less gear maybe, and the 210 comes sailing in there. Really put him in a compromised spot. Crum did a good job of saving the car and keeping it going forward, but it started a chain reaction behind him. So Crum going to line up in the 5th spot. Strickler and Silva, not sure who's supposed to be where there. You see the Keen Motorsports machine. 38 of Brett Strickler there was up beside the 317. Maybe thinking that second spot was supposed to be his in the grid, but he's going to line up 3rd. So Tiernan, Silver, Strickler, Sansone, Downard, Crum, Hill, Conley, Landis, and Igo. Keep the chant going, guys. That is good stuff there. First caution of the B main right now. Lights appear to be going to go off on the pace truck, and they do. So we'll go back to green. About 9 laps left into the B main. Top 4 moving on. Everybody else going home. Tiernan, Silva, Strickler, and Downard sitting in those 4 transfer spots right now. Chance Crum right on the outside looking in. He was in the lead. Went into turn 3 and just got swallowed up by the pack. Ends up coming out of there in the 5th spot. We'll see if he makes his way forward here. Off of turn 4. Green flag in the air. Crum immediately dropping to the bottom. Right inside Cody Downard. Downard able to gather it up. Keep Crum at bay, but Tiernan still out front. Silva second, Strickler third. We're watching right now, 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and Downard goes around the high side. Crum around the high side. Strickler went to the bottom. Got a bunch of driving. He's able to power back by. Put himself back into the 3rd spot, at least for the time being. With the pack of hungry hounds behind him, there is Hunter Conley, that 301. The green and white machine with the yellow tail tank on it. From the back, already inside the top 6. He's going to be hounding Crum for the 5th spot right here. Crum was trying to put the pressure on Downard, the 003 of that black and blue machine. Not able to find a way around. But Connolly says, I'm going to go where you're not. And I'm going to make up ground. I'm going to come forward. And this time, Dustin Griffiths, or excuse me, Cody Downard, that is, down to the bottom. Conley around Crum at the line. Put Crum to 6th. Conley still in 5th. But now starting to close in on the 003. Downard saw what he was doing. Went to the bottom himself. Looks like he's trying to hang it on. That time a little too hot getting into turn 3, and Conley gets around him. Fighting back on the bottom. They were almost 3 wide as they headed into turn number 1. 5 laps to go in the B main. Only the top 4 get to remain, and we're watching the battle for it. Oh, that time Downer hits the inside fence. Now gets turned in front of Hill. Gets the car off the track. Going to let us stay green. But that puts Chance Crum into the final transfer spot in front of Hunter Conley, and he's got a comfortable lead now over that 5th place car. He just needs to finish where he's at, and he's going to be in the show. James Tiernan way out in front of these guys, 1.5 seconds over Tyler Silver in 2nd. Brett Strickler running in the 3rd spot, and we just talked about Chance Crum, that final transfer. Hunter Conley 1.5 seconds off the push bar on the back of that 183 machine, but it is all the dirt track terror at the front of this one. Tiernan off of turns 3 and 4. Going to see 2 laps to go.
All right, man.
Caution coming out. I'm not sure. That was Tyler Silva's car. He was running 2nd. Got into 3 and 4, got it up there. Oh, and the car just kind of took off to the right. He hit the fence and then got hit by both Strickler and Crum. But that is going to end this one. These guys are going to come through here. And they're going to get the white flag this time. So Tiernan, Strickler, Crum, and Conley going to make it into the A main. Everybody else's night for the Midget Series done. We've got our 24 cars. We'll give them 2 minutes to get a couple of tunes and tests in. A lot of action towards the end of that one. The Chance Crum fans up on their feet and then way down and now back up as he is going to make the show. Hunter Conley from basically through the alphabet soup so far. Coming in here and putting on a show. He's going to make the 4th and final transfer spot, and he's going to get a chance to run in the A main. And we got a 2-minute intermission. Get back up off the track just a little bit here. Let you watch these guys work the track in. Beautiful view up here from our sky cam. A big thank you to the folks at Wicked Energy Gum. the Northwest Focus Midget Series, for making all this possible. Dirty Old Bastards partnering with them on a little bit of a driver search. It's what you're watching each and every week right here. Carla and Galen really doing things right over there. Taking guys out of the virtual world, putting them into the real world. Appreciate everything that they're doing for esports and motor racing in general. Glad to see they got a great partner in Wicked Energy Gum and the Cognitive Warriors. I will be posting their official schedule for the season with their series on the Dirt Racing Network page here in the next few days. They start on April the 5th. That's their first official race of the season. I got a copy of the schedule earlier today, and just haven't had the time to sit down and work it all in and get it put on the page for you guys. But a big shout out and thank you to those folks. Oh, it's not all Mr. H. If there wasn't a Northwest Focus Midget Series, Mr. H wouldn't have had a place to put that great sponsorship. So he didn't do it all. He's helping out, but he didn't do it all. All right, starting lineup time going to be upon us here, and every night the starting lineup presented by the Ford Entertainment Group. Custom PC sales and simulation hardware. You're looking for a new machine, or you want to get into iRacing, gaming, doesn't matter what it is, go by and check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Ford Entertainment Group, or on their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ford Entertainment Group FEG. If you use the promo code DRN10, you're going to get $10 in iRacing credits when you make a purchase. That's the Ford Entertainment Group bringing you your starting lineup. Waiting for these guys to all grid out on the pole. The 16 machine, the Nwobi machine of Alex Bergeron on his outside, the 421. That is the Valvoline machine of Britain, the Rockstar Roxbury. Row 2 on the inside, the Hulk David Heileman in the 49, and James Edens to his outside, the 211, last week's winner. Row 3, the 94, Todd LeBeau inside, Rusty Kruger outside, the 5 machine. 75, Adam Elby inside, row 4, Tim Smith, the 000 to his outside. Row 5 on the inside, Tyler Chalk in the 10, Anthony Lopresto, defending series champion, in the 57 machine to his outside. Inside row 6, the 31, Skylar Brown, and on his outside, Peyton Grease, the 292. The Toledo Rocket, Chris Brenner, starts the 70 machine inside row number 7 with Mason Hannigan, the 022 on his outside. In row 8, the 901, Joe Quinn inside, 146, Marty Barnes on the outside. Row 9, the Catfish, Chris Roberts, starts to the inside, the 93 machine on his outside, Brandon Steele on the 105. Row 10, Billy Rowley, the 84, sits on the inside, and Mike Keegan, the 92, on the outside. In row 11, the 210, the Dirt Track Terror, James Tiernan in from the B-Main, starts inside, and Brett Strickler, the 38, on his outside. And on the final row, Chance Crum, the 183, and Hunter Conley, the 301. That's your 24 car starting field. Wicked Energy Gum Northwest Focus Midget Series presented by Cognitive Warriors. About to get underway. One more pace lapper right here for these guys. A lot of tough drivers in this field. The top 15 just littered with some of the bigger names in the iRacing platform. But the pace truck is in. 30 laps are on the board. The green flag is about to fly. First day main of Wingless Wednesdays underway. Green flag in the air. Everybody piling down through turns 1 and 2, 2, 3, and 4 wide behind the leader. And oh, the Hulk's got the front end off the ground twice down the back stretch, and it's going to cost him about 7 or 8 spots. He was Inside row number 2, and he's going to come off turn number 4 in about the 7th position. Bergeron out in front. Roxbury in the 2nd position. Edens, Kruger, Smith, your top 5. 2, 3 wide down in turns 3 and 4. Couple of cars making heavy contact back there. Now we're probably getting a caution. I saw that on the right side of the screen there. Looks like Billy Rowley's machine going to be slow to get away from this one. I don't know how much of it he caught. Guys in and up. A lot of contact there. The 301 machine contact on the inside, but on the outside, Brandon Steele had contact. Rowley was in it. Looks like Brett Strickler part of that. So 3 or 4 cars making a little bit of contact. Doesn't look like anybody's got heavy damage.
Looked like Keegan checked a little bit.
Oh, hello, Jeffrey.
Oh, hey.
Hell of a way to announce yourself.
Yep, I know.
I think I peed a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TMI, but
Thought I was in the channel all by my lonesome. Wow.
surprise.
We'll let them pass under the flag stand. We'll set the top 10. Are you doing the 360 race?
Nope. I'm falling asleep.
Bergeron, Roxbury, Edens, Kruger, Elby, your top 5. Smith, Heileman, LeBeau, Brown, and Brenner in your top 10. So that top 10, 2 cars not on either of the big teams, but the rest of that top 10 is all Swindell Speed Labs and Casey Kane Sim Racing. 33 our white flag lap. Going to get down here just a little bit closer. We'll watch these guys come into turn 1. Still looks like there is a ton of grip. Several places, especially up high and way, way down low there. For these guys to find, just going to have to get the car in and on the line right. Pace truck headed in. 27 laps to go. Bergeron, Roxbury, Edens, your front 3. Off turn 4. Bergeron's on the throttle. Green flag is back in the air. Down through the corner. Get in here, see if we can take a ride with Rusty Kruger. 5th position. Running right at the top. You see the 3 cars down on the inside. You see Elby's car right there on the bottom, the 75 machine. He gets around him. Trying to run it down through the middle.
Man, caution
one more time.
The Hulk.
The Hulk, did he smash out?
He went into turn 1 and just flipped.
Oh, yeah, got in there pretty hot, and the car just rolled over. He didn't really hit anything. It just got in there 2 sideways and rolled the car over. So not good for him. It actually tossed him outside the track. That's why he immediately ended up in the infield there, is because it took him off the map. And when it does that, it just resets you to your pit box. So overcooked the entry. I see Todd LeBeau's car into the work area. Don't know what's wrong with that car. Todd was up here running close to the front. He was inside the top 10. Still Bergeron and Roxbury out front. James Edens in the 3rd spot. Rusty Kruger 4. Adam Elby in the 5th spot. Tim Smith, Chris Brenner, Tyler Chalk now inside the top 10. Anthony Lepresto up to 9th, and Joe Quinn rounding that top 10 out. One more pace lap. Good view off of turn 2.
36.
Kind of see where the track is worn in at. A little bit of distance down here. Lights off on the pace truck. Going to go green off turn number 4 this time by. .25 laps to go. Bergeron on the gas. Green flag back in the air. Pretty much a single file line till they get to turn 1, and then they start to fan them out too wide. Got a line on the bottom of the line on the top. Roxbury still hanging on to second. Eden's the purple and white machine right behind that. Now Roxbury goes to the bottom. Looking for some grip off turn number 2, trying to take the lead away, and he's got it.
Caution is out.
And the caution comes out. Roxbury took the lead from Bergeron. Right when the caution came out, Marty Barnes in the middle of this one.
It looks like you put it in the 3-4 fence.
Got it up there and hopped that little lip or whatever that is, that little ridge that is up there. It's not really a cushion. It hasn't built up enough. And stuck it right in the fence. So just a little bit aggressive on the entry to the corner. And sometimes when you get aggressive, you pay a price. And he will pay with a DNF in this race. Still 20 cars on the track. Skylar Brown, the last of them. You see him catching the back of the field right here. No real changes except for the lead up in that top 5. Roxbury and Bergeron swapping spots. Still Edens in 3rd, Kruger 4th, and LB 5th. Chris Brenner now up to 6th. Tim Smith 7th, Tyler Chalk 8th, Anthony Lepresto 9th, and Joe Quinn still your 10th place car. Third caution of the feature. Going to leave us with about 24, 23 laps. Pace truck in. Roxbury off the top of turn 4 on the throttle. Green flag in the air. Racing underway once again. Most of the cars going to the top side for the first time through 1 and 2. Roxbury leading them. Bergeron still there. We saw Edens go to the top side. Now on the bottom, Chris Brenner, the 9 car you saw right there. He had to check up, got squeezed in just a little bit. Didn't want to turn to Adam Elvey, so he gave the spots up. Now he puts it in the fence in 1 and 2.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Chris Brenner's night going to be finished. The Toledo Rocket explodes in turns 1 and 2. Kind of the same situation as just about everybody else so far. A little bit of overcooking getting into turn 1. Took the right rear up and over that tacky spot and put it right into the loose stuff. Right out into the fence he goes, but he's got it refired. He'll join the back of the field. Reminded me of one of my favorite quotes, Galen. Oh, he can drive all right. He can drive beyond the limits of the tires, the car, the track, everything else. If he listened to me, hell, we wouldn't hardly lose a race.
Great movie.
Top 10. Roxbury, Bergeron, Edens, Kruger, Elby, Smith, Chalk, LaPresto, Quinn, and now Chris Roberts filling in the spot vacated by Chris Brenner with his incident there. Put Brenner back to 19th. The final car on the track. Still on the lead lap, but he is the final car out there running. Lap 42, our scheduled white flag lap. So 22 to go when we get the green. No, it's not 81 laps, Chuck. It's counted manually, and every time we have a caution, we add 3 laps. We started at lap 30 for the white flag, and we are adding 3 laps each time. We're at 42 at this point. Says Sir Fence a lot. There's a reason he has that name. Roxbury back on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. Oh, Bergeron all kinds of out of shape. Bergeron nearly hit the inside fence when he jumped on the throttle for the car on the outside fence. That's going to drop him back at least a spot. No, he actually hangs on off the bottom. Now he's dropped back to third, possibly even to fourth when they come up turn 4. Depends on how the car reacts going through 3 and 4 right here.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Once again, caution is out. I'm not sure who that was. Was it Strickler?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it was an orange and white car. And it looked like he got it going. He just got turned too far sideways, and iRacing decided it was time to drop a caution. He got the car righted.
42, 45.
I was watching, and he got that car. He saved that car. It was orange and black back there. I don't know, 10th, 11th, somewhere back in that neighborhood. Might have been Brandon Steele. But he was way, way, way sideways. But he got it righted. But he just had too much traffic coming.
You are correct. It was Brandon still.
And it's kind of one of those it's kind of one of those situations where it's all about those algorithms. And his car reached that certain amount of degrees of traffic coming because he had it saved in normal race conditions. At a real track, they may very well not have put out the caution flag, but iRacing chooses to do so sometimes quickly, but then there's going to be times when we go, why in the heck wasn't that a caution? Just the same. This is just the opposite of that situation for sure. That's why I play the lap counter. You guys stick with me. I'm going places. I'll take you with me.
45.
You hear race control in my ear. Lap 45, our new white flag. So no real change. Still the 2021 lap. Mark left in the race. Roxbury, Edens, Bergeron, Kruger, and Elby, your top 5. Smith, Chalk, Crum inside the top 10. Keegan and Quinn now rounding out that top 10. Green flag back in the air. Racing resumes. Keeping an eye on this top 4 or 5 cars right here. Roxbury, Edens, Bergeron, your top 3. Kruger, the black and white car on the top right there, runs in the 4th spot. James Edens, or I'm sorry, Adam Elby, the 75 on the inside. Tim Smith right behind that. Guys starting to get spread out just a little bit. They're 4 wide in turns 1 and 2. These guys are very racy right here. We're trying to keep an eye on the 10 car of Tyler Chalk right there, that yellow and blue car down on the bottom. He's had plenty of company around him the last lap and a half. Chance Crum right in front of these guys has gotten around all of them, put himself up into the 7th position. Now hits the inside wall at the exit of the pits right there, going into turns 1 and 2, and that drops him back a couple of spots, moving back to the 9th position, right behind Chalk and Quinn. Mike Keegan around into 7th. Tim Smith still 6th. Kruger 5th. James Eden's still up here in the 3rd spot. These front 4 or 5 have singled out, and now they are kind of just riding around here waiting. Alex Bergeron back around Britton Roxbury for the lead. Roxbury hits the fence. Roxbury's car backwards, 360.
All right, man.
Oh, and he couldn't gather it back up, and now everybody just piling in. I thought he had the car saved, so he didn't follow him with the camera. I saw it go around. Right rear hit that opening right there. That fence sticks out just a little bit. And I thought he had it going right there. Didn't think that was going to bring out a caution. And then he got clobbered from behind quite a bit after he was getting going right there, and enough damage to his car. They're just going to take that thing into the infield. He's going to be done. Everybody having trouble with this one tonight. This is a tough place. I did not anticipate us being on caution number 6, and we have not reached the halfway point yet, but it is a very difficult track. That little bump out right there, it does stick out on the turn 3 side of that opening just a touch further than it does on the back stretch before you get to it. And so Roxbury apparently does not remember that, or didn't think he was that close, and that opening just grabs him and destroys that car. So
For 12 minutes.
Lap 48, or you heard race control, 12 minutes, whichever happens first. Still 17 to go. They can keep it green, they can get all the way done and reach the 30 lap end of the race. Yes, Brenner is starting to make his way back through. He's picked up about 5 positions. Not enough green laps to really do a whole lot. Still looking inside that top 10. Bergeron, Edens, LB, Kruger, Smith, Chalk, Keegan, Crum, Quinn, and Conley. Conley with a good drive. Came from the D main and has worked his way inside the top 10 of the A main. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag, green flag.
Bergeron, a good jump. Edens right there in second. Adam Elby is third. Rusty Kruger running in the 4th spot. So 3 of the Swindell guys running second, third, and 4th. Your first Casey Kane Sim Racing Team driver, the 00 Tim Smith, sits in the 5th spot. These guys starting to fan out through 3 and 4. They're getting 2 and 3 wide behind the top 5. Working our way ever closer to the white flag on lap 48. Bergeron half a second in front of James Edens. Edens about 3/10 ahead of Adam Elby right there. But the battle now, Kruger and Smith side by side down the front stretch. Smith in on the bottom. Elby hit the wall in front of these guys. Kruger around the top side. Smith off the bottom. Just too much momentum on the high side right now, and Tim Smith not able to capitalize on anything that Rusty Kruger's doing. And maybe right here, if he'd have had just a little bit more of a run, Kruger made a big slip off the top of turn 4. Bergeron 0.6 of a second over Edens, but that evaporated quickly. Now it's down to about 0.3. They went down the backstretch. Big slip from Bergeron there. You saw it off turn 2. 13 laps to go this time by. Things settling out. We're getting some green flag laps in. Past the halfway point a couple of laps ago, and just higher and higher. That 16 car just keeps inching up a little bit in turns 1 and 2. Now he's inching right down against the bottom in 3 and 4. Finding all the grip. Gave himself a pretty good jump right there. He was down to about a 10th and jumps it out to almost a half a second in that one set of corners. Kruger still 4th, and Smith still hounding him from this 5th spot. Hunter Conley now into the 6th spot. That guy is coming forward, and he's doing it in a hurry. Chris Roberts right behind him. Mike Keegan right there. Chris Brenner now inside the top 10. Chris Brenner right in front of Tyler Chalk. You see the 49 machine of David Heileman. Heileman 4 laps down back on the track. Conley out of shape, gives up a bunch of spots. Back to the battle for 4th and 5th here. Smith has wrestled it away from Rusty Kruger. Put Tim Smith into 4th. Bergeron still your leader. James Edens still running in the 2nd spot, about 3/10 behind him. Adam Elby another 2.5 seconds behind that. Tim Smith 4 seconds off the lead, running in 4th. Rusty Kruger right behind him. Chris Roberts in 6th. Mike Keegan 7th. Chris Brenner now up to 8th. Hunter Conley in 9th, and Tyler Chalk inside your top 10. Pretty good battle going on right here. 2 lines too wide off of turn 2. Eight laps to go that time by. Edens has closed it back down, and every time he gets right to the back end of the 16 of Bergeron, he loses a whole bunch of ground when they get ready to go off in the next corner. So Eden's car has the straightaway speed, but Bergeron's car able to corner really well, get him up off the exits, and keep him out in front.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution
is out.
on the speedway. Not sure who I'm seeing. I saw Tyler Chalk. Up and into the fence, right rear over the top. And that's who was laying upside down back in turns 3 and 4. So a good run for Tyler comes to a disastrous end. Move us out to lap 51, somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 laps to go when they get the green. Let them get through the timing line here on the front stretch, and we'll line up your top 10 for you. Bergeron, Edens, Elby, Smith, Kruger, the top 5. Roberts, Brenner, Keegan, Anthony Lepresto, and Mason Hannigan rounding out that top 10. .360 wingless coming up next. The conclusion of this one right here again from Williams Grove Speedway. In the closing laps. Once they get back to the green, going to be about 6 laps to go. Kind of what we anticipated. Lights off on the pace truck. We are going green this time, so we will have the 6 laps. Bergeron, Edens, Elby, Smith, and Kruger, the top 5. Green flag back in the air. See these guys kind of fanning out, moving around right there just a little. Not a whole lot going on at the front right now. These guys are going to get the cars up to speed, try to close the gap. Go back here. Take a peek. That was Chris Roberts down the inside up on the push bar of Adam Elby. Oh, Kruger bumps the fence. That car kind of out of shape, and he got a piece of Chris Brenner.
All right, man, caution is out.
And now the caution one more time. Kruger's car really out of shape, and he got into Brenner. Kind of starts a little bit of a chain reaction right there because Keegan tried to avoid that, and he got into the 301 car of Hunter Conley. Conley is who officially brings out the caution, but it was all because the 5 car was out of shape off the exit of turn number 4. The 5 car headed to the infield. I believe that rear suspension may be damaged on that car, and he is not going to be able to continue. So 54. Still going to have at least 5 laps to go. Technically, Galen, there is no such thing as a clean slider. All sliders are a little bit dirty. It just depends on how severe the dirt is. Right now, Bergeron, Eden Smith, your top 3. Adam Elby back to 4th. Chris Roberts is up to the 5th spot. Chris Brenner 6th. Mike Keegan 7. Anthony Lopresto 8. Mason Hannigan 9. And James Tiernan inside the top 10. Chance Crum right outside of that in 11th. Joe Quinn 12th. Brandon Steele 13th. And I think of that is what is left on the track. 13 cars. Maybe Todd LeBeau is back out there just getting some laps in. He's about 13 laps off the pace. Yes, the 360 wingless will be running right after this. We're going to take a short break. I am going to figure out why I can't. I am going to find out why I can't get my nursing assistant to come bring me my pills for this knee pain that I've got. I've messaged twice and no response yet. I would imagine snoozing on the couch. Yeah, snoozing on the couch is probably a good bet on that one. So lap 54, 4 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Into turns 1 and 2 under the green flag. Tim Smith around the top side. Had the 3rd spot, but Elby was trying to get it off the bottom, and Smith just too powerful around the top side now to the bottom. Gonna see if he can keep the 00 machine stuck on the bottom. Couldn't do it that time. Elby got the car on the inside that time, and now Elby has the advantage. Put him on the podium. 3 laps to go in this one. Smith working the high side. Now he's losing some ground. Elby's car, plenty of drive on the exit. Tim Smith in jeopardy of falling out of the 4th spot. The catfish all over him. Right now, Alex Bergeron way out in front. 8 to 10 car lengths as they saw 2 to go that time by. If they get around here and take the white flag before we get another caution, we will race it out. Eden still 2nd. Elby in 3rd. Smith 4th. And Roberts in 5th. Chris Brenner, a good charge back to the field inside this top 6 right here. You see that orange and white car right up against the fence. But the white flag coming out this time. We're going to race this one out. Bergeron, Edens, and Elby, your top 3. Still Smith and Roberts, your top 5. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. 16 car of Bergeron gonna win it. Edens 2nd and Elby in 3rd. Smith and Roberts rounding out the top 5. Chris Brenner up to 6th. Lopresto, Hennigan, Crum, Keegan, your top 10. Have them driving around to the front stretch like they're supposed to. Instead of acting like children. So we'll get a chance to talk to Alec Bergeron, James Edens, and Adam Elby here shortly. Yep, going to park them right there, and I'm not going to get a great view of it, but we're going to do the best that we can. Bergeron already in the channel. Just waiting for Elby and Edens to come through. While we wait for Mr. Eden, let's go ahead and grab Adam Elby, see if he's there. Got a copy, Adam?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, an interesting night. Guys had to kind of pace yourself around through a few cautions, but you end up coming home on the bottom step of the podium. Talk to us about the racing and how you ended up there.
Yeah, definitely more cautions than we want to see. You know, we want some good racing for the fans and everybody watching. So, you know, hopefully we get some stuff cleaned up here and, you know, put on some good racing for everybody. But started 7th, you know, I was really hoping I was going to get a heat race win and start on the outside front row and have a way better shot of winning the thing. But, you know, I didn't get that and made it hard on myself. Had to do some work in the main and, you know, we just kind of were patient and tried to get the best restarts we could. And that second to last one there, I hit the bottom because I know Bergeron and Edens were running the top slider line. So I was kind of just going to be patient by my time on the bottom. And then I caught the inside wall a little bit and I did a wheelie. And then, you know, Tim Smith got by and was able to get him on the next restart. So, you know, I think it was really good racing up front. If we could just clean some stuff up, you know, we could put on a really good show.
Yeah, we saw a lot of guys really kind of overcooking it, getting down in the corners, right rears, getting up over. And we don't really want to call it a cushion. We're just going to call it the loose stuff at the top of the track and finding the fence. Pretty easy to do that here.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't build up like I thought it was going to. Like you said, it wasn't much of a cushion tonight, not something you could really lean on like sometimes we're able to in the midgets. So definitely made it a little bit more tricky. It's definitely easy to catch the outside wall. You know, you send it in a little too hard and you know, you catch the right rear on it, you're much done. Luckily, one time I got into it pretty good up on the top. I was backed in enough that my tail tank squared it up, was able to drive out of it. But it's definitely pretty tricky. But I do also enjoy, you know, having to search around for moisture, not just ripping the fence down and seeing, you know, what line works where and, you know, how you can get by the guy in front of you.
All right, man. Well, a great run. You finish on the podium. Run down your sponsors, give us a shout out or two, and we'll let you get ready for the 360 race.
Yeah, I got to thank my guys over at Swindell Speed Labs. You know, we got some good stuff going on, and proud to be able to call those guys my teammates. Good win to Alex Bergeron. Can't thank DOB and, you know, you guys for putting this on enough so we could go rewatch the broadcast. It's always if I don't do it right after the race, then I'll usually do it thing in the morning. You know, go rewatch the broadcast. So I can't thank you guys enough for putting that on and all the fans watching. Also got to thank Galon and Carlos Stewart and the Northwest Focus Midget Series. You know, they're doing a great thing for sim racing here. You know, bringing a lot of new eyes to sim racing, and we can't thank them enough for everything they're doing.
All right.
And my beautiful girlfriend sitting right behind me.
Well, you better not forget that. She's a little too close to be forgotten.
Yeah, no.
All right, man. Well,
It's
congratulations.
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say it's her night to hang out too. So she's,
well,
you know,
there you go.
she's totally supportive. I can't thank her enough for that.
Well, you know what they call that, right?
What's that?
Marriage material.
Yep, I agree. Maybe one day.
All right, man. Well, before I get you in any trouble, we're going to let you get out of here. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon, Adam.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Third place, Adam Elby right there. We are going to shift the focus just a touch. Going to get this thing locked down right here. We're going to grab James Edens. James Edens, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we don't have your car on the front stretch to put you a photo up there, but we will say congratulations on your second place finish. Tell us how you got there and what was the racing like out there tonight.
We just started fourth there after winning the heat race and just, plugged away best we could. Track was really good. Could run multiple grooves, it seemed like. Racing was tough. I mean, track was really slick, so it was finding every inch of moisture you could and just not making any mistakes.
You look like really were able to go just about anywhere you wanted. Maybe the middle a little bit slicker than the rest of the track, but guys find a grip up off the bottom, and really the top side, just a mild advantage, not a huge advantage for a lot of cars tonight. Where was your car the most comfortable? Where were you finding the most speed at?
I think we were the best probably on the bottom. Seemed to be where it was working the best. We could get good drive off. The top was just a long way around. Is really all it came down to. Once it got that slick and that wide, it took too much to keep them up to speed up there.
All right, man. Well, second place. Are we going to see you in the 360 race?
Probably not. I gotta go get some dinner.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on second. Let's get your sponsors out of the way and any shout-outs, and we'll let you go find some food.
I just gotta thank the Speed Lab guys, guys for broadcasting, DOB, the Stewart family for what they're doing with this, Wicked Energy, all the sponsors behind it all. It's a fun series. It's gonna be a good deal.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us. We look forward to speaking with you in the future, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is second place, James Eden, and we are going to grab Mr. Alex Bergeron, bring him into range here. Say, Alex, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, you bring it home on the top step of the podium, becoming kind of a familiar sight here. Talk to us about the racing out there and tell us about this win you picked up this evening.
It wasn't easy. James was very fast there at the end. I was kind of struggling to find a line to run. Tried a lot of lines and couldn't make it work there at the end, but figured out the bottom was quicker and just held on to it. Just very slick track, and Williams Grove is well known for that. The bottom is very tricky and close to the wall. It's tough. It's tough out there, but was a good race. I mean, James, we had a good race going on there at the end with the green flag laps we had there. I was expecting it was gonna pass me. I was slower, but I was just being patient, just run the bottom and make it stick. Other than that, won qualifying, won the heat. Was a very fast race car tonight for sure. Thanks to Team ABR. Thanks to Jason Nygaard for being there. Shout out to him. It was actually a pretty good night for us.
Harmon, well, I think you covered just about everything. Not a whole lot left to do here, but tell you congratulations on the win again, and ask you, are you going to be in the 360 race here in a little bit?
Possibly. I don't know yet. Maybe we'll try. That would be fun to race for sure. It's been a long time since I didn't race these non-wings 360s or 410. They're fun to drive. But thanks to everyone watching tonight. Thanks to all my partners, Nobi.com. Go check them out on Facebook for all your apparels. What's on the line. It's Team Nobi. Go check them out. Design Shop Bikinis, BK Designs for iRacing paints. Max McLaughlin Racing, Meyer Inc. Coleman Gulick, Tauber Kammer, Paul Keeney, Buzz Gulick, everybody watching again. My girlfriend watching too, supporting me. Yes, for putting this up, and Northwest Focus Midget Series, Wicked Energy Gum for being part of the series as well. We'll probably see you guys in the next race.
All right, thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Roger.
All right, that is going to do it for us here. The Wicked Energy Gum Northwest Focus Midget Series presented by Cognitive Warriors. Alex Bergeron, your winner. James Edens comes home second. And Adam Elby came home third. I am going to shut the stream down for just a few minutes. Going to take care of a little bit of business, and then we're going to come back with the final race in the Wingless Wednesday series, the 360 Wingless Series, presented by Pawkins Custom Tailgate Games, right here from the same racetrack, Williams Grove, with the Dirty Old Bastards. So we will be back here just shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody had a great time. Come back in a few minutes and watch us run these 360 cars here. And if we don't see you between now and then, keep it dirty. And I will be back shortly.